Hello and welcome to Dario's Tabletop, and today's topic is why Warmachine and Hordes has or had epic design. Please correct me on that if the game is already gone or if it's still here. But this is a love letter to Hordes and Warmachine, and yesterday I was unpacking a bunch of miniatures and asking myself, well, I didn't play these for a while. Maybe it's time to sell some of these off so I have more room for, let's say, a Marvel Crisis Protocol, or maybe so that I have a bit more room for a Song of Ice and Fire, or maybe for bolt action. But yeah, I was looking at these miniatures. And we will look in a second also to the books of Horde and Warmachine, because it's important that you know that this, at least artistically and lore-wise, was a pretty great game. So gameplay-wise, I didn't play the game much. I came into the game far too late and played too little. I didn't have enough money, and at the time this came out, I was studying, and I went for Magic the Gathering and for League of Legends, and then of course girls and guitars and all of that good stuff. But when I finally had the time to buy these miniatures and to paint them, and I will definitely make a video where I showcase all of my minis. I had tons of fun. Also looking at the lore, like this is Khador, these are your steampunk vampire communist Russians, and they have the biggest and toughest mechs out there. And it's robots, big robots versus sometimes big monsters. This is a Warp Wolf from the circle of Ouroboros. These are your high elf kind of type guys. These are the tree huggers, and they have access to Warp Wolves. You might say, okay, this one looks goofy as fuck. Well, let me show you this. When MK2 came out, now the Warp Wolf looks like this. And so the minis got an update. Yeah, everything got better in the next version. We will come to this in a second. So don't worry, things didn't stay goofy. And then we had the beautiful Troll Bloods. These are your Scottish rebels. These guys are Braveheart and what else? I don't know. But they're big trolls. They are tough. They live in frozen places. And I will give you an introduction to all of the beautiful factions. But as you can see, like I had tons of fun. Like these Troll Bloods, they have stones, they have lightnings. They have the fish faces on their hammers. They have scrolls. Again, not fully painted, but I did have tons of fun. Like the miniatures, at least the ones I'm holding in my hand, are really beautiful. Some MK1 models are also really, truly beautiful. And I once also owned a Mauler. I will show you in a second. Yeah, so I will go into the intrigue. I don't know how to call it, but for people who don't know Hordes and Warmachine, I will tell you a bit about the lore. And I also owned once one of these, but I didn't paint it myself, so I wanted to get myself. And this bad boy, like the Mauler, is as big as some of these guys. So you have your big guys. These are the tough, big mechs. As you can see, I weathered them beautifully. These guys will punch really hard. And then you have your beasts. Let me see, maybe the Mauler was even a bit bigger than this guy. This is from Scorn. As you can see, I went pretty crazy for every box I could get. But yeah, these are your Titan-sized miniatures. This is some from the Scorn Empire. These are some eternally living vampire pain girls and dudes, kind of like your undead, but they are also related to Xerxes and the Asian cause, yeah, or the Persian thing. So a lot of stuff to unpack here, and as you can see, beautiful minis like this one I always loved. These are war beasts, and there are warcasters. Where are the warcasters? Well, I think I have them elsewhere. But the idea is that you have, for the warjacks, you have a warlock. It's not fully painted. So I think this is a Commander Riker, and you have a human-sized captain, and he is linked up, or she is linked up to the steampunk machines. These are Signar. These are like the steampunk USA guys. They have lightning and they are kind of cool. And as you can see, this guy then controls the mechs. Gameplay wise, I won't go into it very deep, but then you have like medium-sized dudes, and these are like your light warjacks. That one is your heavy warjack. As you can see, he's a bit smaller than that. And then you have like this, and then you have also troops. You will also have like normal troopers that support. Yeah, the walkers are kind of like your tanks, and then you have normal troops. So what else can I show? Let me show some of the troops, like the Trollkins. They are pretty big. So when they have, there are medium-sized bases, I think. Like this is a 40mm base, I think, and this is a medium or light war beast, and the Trollkin are still bigger than man. And so they have very beautiful models, as you can see right here, not yet fully painted, but really cool miniatures. And this was in the starter pack, so great value. And there was a starter pack Trollbloods versus Scorn. And this one is a war beast that can shoot. It has here like this thingy that he shoots, and then you have certain troops. These ones are a bit smaller than the Trollbloods. These are your sword fighters, and yeah. And they can do combined attacks and all of that stuff. But let me put this one aside, and let me show you some of the boxes, and then we get to the artwork, because like the artwork, there I can show you more of the stuff. But yeah, the presentation was great. The lore was great. I mean, you can say, okay, you're wrong on that, Dario, but I like this. Like you get on the one side, you get your hordes, you get your kind of beastmaster. I don't know what was his name, like warlock, and this guy is connected to these beasts. And he forces them, and then they build up some fury, and then at the end of the turn or at the beginning of the next turn, he leeches from them, and he can again spend it for spells. And every time you bring a different war beast, this one is the same war beast, but every war beast brings a new spell. For example, this one, you bring the beast, it has base stats, but then you have another spell which this guy can use within 12 inches or something like this. And this guy brings a spell, it's called an Animus, and then you can use that. And yeah, it looked pretty cool, and it was pretty, it was fleshed out. I say was because Here where I am in my local play group, I think nobody wants to play it anymore, and that's why I'm thinking of selling it off. And then you had the Legion of Everblight. This where your elves turned evil with dragon blood, and you get your beautiful what's this guy called? But this is like beautiful. It's a huge beast, full of spikes and like really beautiful. Let me see if I can show you inside. You got cards. Like it's you have stat cards. This is Lilith, Herald of Everblight. She's made out of metal, and I was building this a long time ago out of metal, but then I think this is resin or plastic, and this beast I think will be tons of fun. I think it's called a carnivore, and like amazing thing. I remember in this game, one beast could pick up another beast and just throw it, and it had a feeling of an epic brawl between monsters and between yeah, whatever else. Let me see if I can look into this one. Yeah, it's a bit. Yeah, check this out. Come on, focus on. Let me put this aside. Yeah. I think great miniatures, and yeah, I don't know what this part is, but yeah, this is a dog's head, and yeah, I don't know why this is all mixed up, but it looked pretty decent. I think good quality. I had fun building them. I think this is resin. I remember I had to wash it, and then the super glue would stick. So, and with each box you get like your cards, your stat cards. You get a rule book inside the box, a small one, like the full rule book, just like hand size, and it's amazing. Again, didn't play it much, but you could see already in this rule book, like some of the armies on display, gargantuans. Here you get introduced to Kador, the Russians, to Kriegs, the machine undead, to Skyra. This is like elves, but technological. Then Signar, of course, steampunk Americans. And then the one I also really liked are the Protectorate of Menoth, like really cool. These are your church fanatics, and they have the flames and the holy fire. What else? Yeah, so kind of great value. I don't know what happened over time. It got pretty popular, but then it kind of went away. I know it's kind of revived right now, but I play too many systems, so I can't keep up with it. But if Hordes and Warmachine, if tomorrow somebody would say, let's play Hordes and Warmachine, I think I would. And let me show you some of the art. Let me start with Warmachine. I think this is what came first, and this is the softcover book. I mean, check this out. Like, this is definitely, I don't know, Privateer Press in these times went really, really strong. Like, the artwork is fantastic. Like, there's tons of fantastic artwork out there. Again, some of the minis looked pretty goofy, but most of the minis I really, really liked. Again, you have here these Americans, or like they call it Signar, but they have definitely good mechs, and they have a lot of energy attacks, and these guys all have flame attacks. Really cool flavor. The artwork, as you can see here, just amazing. Like, and I think it's important to have great artwork, because lately I'm only seeing like the GW products, and they are rather lackluster. And if they don't care, why should you? I mean, Why should you? But if you like, this feels so premium, and the artwork feels premium, and when you get into the lore, like a lot of effort was put into this, and love, and it transpires. It really does. You can feel it, and you get a beautiful map. You get here Kador, you get here Rule. I think these are the dwarves. Ios is where the elves live, and then you got down here Signar, and it's broken off. Signar and the Protectorate of Menot used to be one land, but then the fanatics, kind of split off, and then you got Cricks. These are the Shadow Islands where strange things happen, and a lot of beautiful artwork, a lot of, I don't know if it's cool gameplay, but let me skip the gameplay. But because I'm in this game, in this video, I'm just talking about the factions and how it looks. And again, here you got Signar, you got a Protectorate, the Church guys, you got Cricks, these are your undead machine guys, you got Kador, you got the Russians, and then you got a bunch of minor factions which are very beautiful. And then look at this. I mean, this goes a long way. Beautiful art. It never ages. I mean, this is just amazing. Check out this art. I don't know who painted this up. I should check the credits, but it's just fantastic artwork. And you get this on each page. Like, here are the rules, what they can do, who they are, and then you get a beautiful picture. And look at this. Like, I mean, this is just fantastic. And then you get the Warjacks, your light Warjacks. Let me put this aside. I think this is the Lancer. This is the, in German it's called the Angreifer, the Charger. Then you got one with the shields, one with dual Gatlings, and then you get your heavy Warjacks, and like, really cool. I mean, check this out. This is just amazing artwork. And also on the stat cards, it was really amazing. And all of this adds to the great flavor of the game. Because you look at the cards, they look good. You look at the book, it looks good. You look at the minis, they look good to decent. Well, they have certainly aged a bit. But yeah. And the lore, I think, and all of these, all of this, I mean, it looked fantastic. For me, it was, okay, I buy this, I play this, I will never stop doing it. And I really, really love this. I don't know if it's coming back for my playgroup or if I will sell them off. But definitely, like, I loved, like, all of this church people with their holy fire and their righteousness. And so each faction you dive in, from that faction's viewpoint, you are right. Like, there is like probably no evil guys. Maybe you could say that the Protectorate is evil, but from their standpoint, what they do is the right thing to do. And they have pretty cool Warjacks. I like this one. Like, looks like a church. I think they had really good armor stats. And then in melee, or when they could give you a punch, or when they could hit you with fire, like, that would hurt like a truck. And each faction had its specialty. This one also looks really good. I mean, look at this. Just beautiful art. And I think the minis were also beautiful. I'm repeating myself, but yeah. Then comes Kador, everybody's favorite. I mean, steampunk Russians. Yeah, they have Koslov the Butcher. Then they have, like, look at this. They had very iconic, every pack came with 3 Warjacks, but the Russian one, the Kador one, came with Sorsha, the female leader, and then 2 heavy warjacks. And I think one was the destroyer. I think this one with a cannon and an axe, and this one was the juggernaut, and this guy had a frozen axe and a pretty gnarly fist, and beautiful. Oh man, like maybe I should keep it, yeah. And then again, the winter theme. Wait a second, let me put this here. Then here you got Sorsha. And what else? Yeah, here you got kind of the Vladimir Tsevech, or like a vampire guy. They mixed and mashed really the best. Like, look at this. Winter, a big hulking mech with a chainsaw and a big cannon. This one was the Berserker, I think. 2 axes, pretty good profile for melee, but you could overcharge and then it was just slow down or something like that. I don't really know, but I wanted to placator. And then here you got your destroyer, and then you got your juggernaut. Wait a second, this is not a juggernaut. This is the Moloch. This is one of the biggest warjacks. Like you always needed to have like big things. Everybody had some big to punch, and then you needed something even bigger. And I think Trollbloods had something like a mountain. And yeah, then here the troops. And I had a full Khador army, but I then sold it off. It's a shame. I had the Winter Guard and all of that. Yeah, just too many good games. And I think it's always vital to have a play group and to find people you can play with. And it's really hard because, like, let's say 40K or the GW systems are the popular systems, and so maybe that's what everybody's playing. And IP is important, and also important to market things. Because like Pepsi, Cola, I don't know the difference, but maybe Cola markets a bit more, and maybe that's where these guys lost, or maybe they screwed up with the rules, or maybe the game wasn't as fun as it should have been. Man, this guy was amazing. These guys have not the strongest warjacks, but they can do some stuff with poison and with hooks and shenanigans. So they had some cool stuff. Let me fast forward. And then in the back of the book, you can play just Soldiers of Fortune and all of that good stuff. Like, really cool. Mercenaries, it's called. And here you can see the models. Like, check this out. Like, I always loved the models. I think they look really great. Yeah, some of it goofy. Maybe this one's a bit goofy, but they look fun. I don't know how it plays. Let me know if it played really good. Some of you said, yeah, it wasn't really that good of a game. Some loved the game, and I mean, look at this, just amazing. Yeah, this is what we're talking. Like, here you get your troops, the Russian troops, your engineers, your Berserk, your Winter Guard, and then you get your super heavy warjack, just everything bigger. And then you get forward commander Sorsha. And every commander had also like a feat where you could just pop your feat. Like in League of Legends, you have your ultimate, and once per game you can use your ultimate. And I think that's really fun, really funny that once per turn you have an ultimate. You can make or break the game in that situation. And I think, yeah. Let me show you a Signar. Like, really cool color schemes, like this blue and gold. Like, looks really cool. Really loved it, like the bronze and the blue. And these have their infantry and their commanders. Yeah, let's jump to Hordes before we wrap it up. Like, I love both. I just think this game had a really great design. What do I have here? Here I have the Hordes book. Let's jump through the factions. Here, Legion of Everblight. Everything is pale and magic. I think these are your glass cannons. They hit like a truck, but if they stand too long in a fight, they might get crushed. So if like dark magic and elves and alien, that's probably your factions, then you got some animal factions, look really cool. Scorn, everything very I think these guys work with pain, and they have their strange war beasts. I don't know what they specialized, but I think you could play them as different things. But just like the theme that you have, like your marching, like this is your, I don't know, what's her name? Archdomina Makeda. Yeah, and you have this, you have a lot of beasts, and they're all tortured, and they do your bidding. Like, these guys are evil, and they like it. And so did I. So pretty cool, pretty awesome. Then here you got your Circle of Ouroboros, you got your golems, your beastmen, your werewolves with knives. Here just all the older models, they got updated. But I kind of liked it. I fell in love with the Warp Wolf. I liked it because you could warp him into whatever you needed. He could be tanky, or he could be great in melee. Like, each turn you could kind of change him up. And then look at this, like, beautiful. Like, here you have the Trollkins, and here this was the Dire Mauler Extreme. But there was also, like, this is a beautiful model, the Dire Mauler. But then there was also like Mulk the Mountain, I think was his name. Is he here? I hope he is. Well, he is not. But he was like a Dire Mauler, but even a bit bigger. And then he was bringing with him a whole mountain, like a troll that rises from a mountain and pretty much carries it with him. And he had also very cool rules. Again, great artwork. And yeah, what can I say more? Like, every bit of art in this is just amazing. It really let me feel very immersive in this world. And the lore was well written, and I could understand also like the conflicts. Like, you could understand that these guys live in the woods, and that's why they would protect the woods with everything they had. So it's rather simple. Then you have the Scorn. They are invaders from the Far East, and they don't care. They march even with pain, and everything they get, they enslave to march on. This is like Xerxes' army. And also they're like vampires and undead. Then you got the Trollbloods, they are fighting for independence. Then you got the Night Elves, which were kind of disempowered and are now powering themselves with the blood of the dragon, and are creating some strange creatures, dragon-like creatures, to claim back what was rightfully theirs. And it's pretty cool. What else? And then you get here the Trollbloods, and well, is here, where is it? The Magdamon. Well, it's not here. So let me show you the last, and then we wrap this up. And I'm pretty sure in this book he is, because like this is the updated version. So where is it? There it is. Mulk the Ancients. Like, look at this. This is a normal Diatroll Mauler. And that mini is already amazing. And then like look at Mulk the Ancient. Like this guy can look, I think, has an eye on this side, and then just mountain on top of him, and is swinging this big, well, everything is big on Mulk the Ancient, heavy war beast. Yeah, and you have some troll kin with shotguns, and then you have a pyro troll which can spit fire, and you have some fighting trollkins, and then you have some trollkins with magic, and you have some frost trollkins and some snipers and some fighters, and yeah, it's just amazing. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and we see us in the next one. See us.